My name is Bob Allison, and this is at least the third time that I've called in, and I've got a recording that this show is offline. If that's the case, then why broadcast your phone number both in the video and in the Facebook post? Curiosity is killing this cat. If you would like to call me back, my phone number is area code 727-687-3763. I want to
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios hosting. Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host. Enter your 6-digit PIN number. Host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call.
Welcome to Joe. Bring up our thingy. We need our.
I'm trying. I'm getting there.
Get our branding,
what is
dude.
Going?
What are we doing? Youngstown Stock Channel. I'm Isaac, sitting across from Joe. No Luke today. He is still traveling home from Canada. He was fishing, having a good time. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you. This is Youngstown Stock Channel. You can call in. We have a variety of different topics to talk about revolving around the greater Youngstown area. Call in anytime, 330-595-1600. I represent the MLO Bros. Joe represents Youngstown Studio. We are live on this lovely Tuesday in downtown Youngstown. Let's get after it. Joe?
What's up?
Me and you were we were dabbling in conversation before we started here, but
but yes.
Yeah, whatever. What Joe, okay. Are we gonna get sued for AI Tito? Did anybody see the newest AI Tito video just dropped? I think Luke's posting it in the car driving home from Canada. AI Tito is the biggest thing going around Youngstown right now,
Yes.
and all the great things that Tito's done. Let's go. Hold on. I haven't even seen it yet. I think it's Tito saying, look at all the wonderful things I've done, and there's buildings exploding in the background. Let me see it.
Since I've been elected, Youngstown is better than it ever was. Vote for me in November.
AI Tito. What do you think about it, Joe?
It's amazing. Like, I'm in love with what we are capable of right now.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I have gotten a lot of texts and a lot of calls and a lot of comments from people saying this is either they'll be like, this is hilarious, this is ridiculous. AI Tito. Same with the AI Michael Saccone that we made last week. Luke's been just using his phone to make these ridiculous videos, but Michael Saccone has been crazy too.
All right, Tito, I give you like a 2% chance of getting sued. Saccone, I give it like a 60% chance.
You think so?
I do.
So, ladies and gentlemen at home, you got to remember the United States of America was founded by some guys with great mistrust of the government. And if there's one thing that this podcast has done for me and Luke, is it's expanded our network, and we know a bunch of people now. We have had at least 3 lawyers reach out and say, hey, if that Saccone dude sues you, number one, don't worry, you won't get sued. Freedom of speech protects you in this exact situation. You're not going to get sued. Number 2, if they do, we'll represent you and we'll destroy them. And then we'll countersue for wasting your time, and we'll make money, because freedom of speech is to protect you from critiquing, making fun of the government. That is what freedom of speech is. It's not to protect you from other people talking shit about you. It's about you talking shit about the government. The government cannot attack me and Luke and say, hey, we're going to sue you. You're not allowed to pick on us.
Our founders were ultimate trolls. So you are in the exact same vein as the people who founded this country.
And the other thing is they knew that the government would become corrupt.
Yep.
They knew it would. They planned on it. They based this experiment is based around the fact that these guys knew that people will become corrupt if you're giving them power. So that's the situation. We have lawyers on standby waiting for us to get sued when it comes to stuff like this, because it's the government. It's an easy case to defend, So
and you're not representing, like Tito said, the things that the AI is making him say.
Like think about South Park.
Yeah.
Just recently, South Park made an AI video of Trump, making fun of Trump, and it was way worse than anything that we've done.
Yep.
They were like showing Trump's little wiener, and it was like talking, and it was like him standing on a cliff naked, like AI to the max. So on our level, like trolling political or politicians, especially Saccone, like Tito's one thing. Tito, the mayor of Youngstown, trolling Tito is one thing, but Saccone, after he said all that stupid shit, lawyers are waiting in line to destroy that guy, in the courtroom. So fun.
I would love to see Tito say, hey, you're making fun of me online. Do an interview with me and see how you would interact with Tito in person right here across from you.
Well, what's fun is like people are like, has Tito confronted you guys? Like I have so many calls and so many texts from people that are like, has Tito reached out to you guys and said anything? Or like, has he in the press said that you guys need to stop doing this? Like, could you imagine how amazing it would be if he did that? Like the free press we would get if he said the MLO Bros need to stop making AI videos about me. Like, please do that. Please advertise for us. That'd be the best advertisement anyone's ever done for us. So he won't. But that would be amazing if he did.
I'm an actual Youngstown business.
Yeah.
And I've probably run into Tito 3 times.
Yeah.
One, He came down and did, when he was running his first term.
Yeah.
Running first term, he came down and did a little bit of a question and answer.
Yeah.
The second time, he did not come down. He did not want to hear questions from down here.
Of course.
And the third time, I met him in a cigar bar, and we talked for half hour or so.
Right.
He committed to, being more involved and,
Right.
Bringing businesses from the downtown in the fold.
How'd that go after he committed to saying that stuff?
I have not felt it. I've not felt it at all.
There are 75 people watching right now. We appreciate you being here. If you could go down below, give us a like, give us a thumbs up or whatever. We only have 4 likes. I'd love to get that up to like at least 25 before we end the show today. But thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you. Comment. Tell us what you're thinking. Also, if you're in here and you're like, oh my God, the MLO Bros are getting sued, I totally clickbaited you. So I got you. Definitely. The old clickbait.
I shall never trust you again.
The old clickbait. We're not getting sued. We're totally fine. But yeah, it's good fun. I'm interested to see how the election comes up. I'm interested to see how else Luke weaponizes AI to eventually and inevitably destroy our enemies.
Do you fear he's going to go too far with these?
So there's one scenario you have to be careful. Like I have, I even thought of the idea of, why don't you post Tito, where he said, I remember AI Tito is a real thing. Post a video of Tito standing in front of the Realty Tower and say like, because in the interview, Tito was like, we got to finish what we started. So have him say, let's finish what we started. And then the Realty Tower building exploding behind him. But it's like, you gotta be careful. I don't care about insulting Tito. I care about insulting, like, a guy died, like in the Realty Tower, a guy died when that happened. Mm-hmm. And that was a real thing. And I feel so bad for that family, and mistakes were made, and it's just awful. So I don't care about insulting Tito. I care about insulting someone who was actually killed, like the family of someone who was actually killed in. Yeah. So you just have to be careful.
What's your favorite Tito AI submission from?
Oh, I love the one of him laying on the car. It's like, I love my Cadillac that was purchased with water fund money.
Just rolling.
Yeah, he's like laying on it. And here's a lesson for all the people watching. Like, there were some old timers that were like, how am I supposed to know the difference? Like, this is you're gonna get sued for defamation, and just, you can't be doing this. You're using someone's likeness. Okay, first off, I don't know what to tell you if you can't tell that's AI. Like, you have a terrible future coming. You have to be careful. You have to be prepared, because AI is only going to get better over time. Mm-hmm. So number one, don't trust anything you see on the internet. But right now with the AI, you can kind of tell by the voice. Like, you can tell from his voice that it's not really him, because it's computer generated. If you go listen to some of his interviews and then you watch these stupid AI videos, you can tell the difference pretty clearly. Also, like the movements of the mouth, you can still tell. Wayne says we need an STD AI, not sexually transmitted disease AI, but save the deer. There is one
disease deer, STDD.
Yeah. So there is one that Luke made with the STD people. But you can tell AI by the voice. It's like very computerized. You can tell by the movement of their face. BJ from the back, South Park meme. We're gonna sue your ass and your balls. Yes. What is the bet on us saying balls again today, Joe? Do you have bets placed?
I didn't do Polymarket today, but yeah, let's place a bet, and before 10 o'clock, you'll say cock and balls. Naturally, not inspired by me.
Jerry says AI, the way it is being used, can cause people to believe the video as true due to there being no real looking.
So real
looking, and individuals not knowing if they are true can cause people to think they are true. I would think free speech is different. If you say something, I would think should have a disclosure if it's AI. So, like I said, there are still, you can tell by the mouth, you can tell by the voice, a lot of the movements. The other thing you can tell too is, if nobody's informed you yet, if you look at the hands, AI is not good at making hands and fingers. So like sometimes it'll be a hand with like 3 fingers or 4 fingers, or like it'll be like weirdly shaped or like morph through a body. So
well, let's get 4 months from now and it's perfected. Speech is perfected, movements are perfected.
Yeah.
Now, if it were aimed at you, what do you want? Like if somebody made an Isaac and Luke parody, and satire, and making you say all kind of things that you never would have said.
Right.
Like what would you require? What do you think is necessary to make sure that viewers know that it's not really you?
So I like some of the AI generators that make the video, Sora in particular, which is really good. They have the AI label in the video.
Little watermark.
It's a little watermark that says Sora on it so that you know it's AI. A lot of people online that are making reels with this AI are now trying to like get rid of the Sora, and it's really hard. And you can tell that they edited the video to make the watermark disappear. But I think that's the direction that we should go, where any artificially generated video has to have a watermark in it so that you can tell. But how easy is it to just get rid of that watermark?
Right.
So we're screwed.
But so satire is really important in the discourse. It really is.
Right.
But to sort of like if you brought the Tito things and you made a video that was totally believable, and hard to figure out. Yeah. And you purported that it was something he really said, that would be a completely different conversation.
Right. So Jason says the Devin Stanley sorry, hold on, I'm going to silence my phone here. The Devin Stanley was insane. Needs an update. One in court talking back to the judge. I don't know what that is. Hold on, Joe. Let me read these other comments first.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Let me read these other comments. Melanie says, if it's on the internet, it's true. LOL. Correct. That's the thing. And the farther we head down this rabbit hole, further we head down this rabbit hole, Joe. Thank you so much, you freaking nerd. The more I think people are going to realize that you can't trust anything you see on the internet or read. It's all going to become BS. And scientists, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson actually said, what's going to happen is professionals in their trade, in their craft, in their industry are going to make a huge comeback. Because if everyone on the internet, if no one can trust anything on the internet that they read and see because all of it's BS and all of it's becoming BS, you're going to have to call an actual professional that has sifted through all the garbage and has the true information that can tell you what's real and what's not real. So professionals are going to make a comeback.
Well, even the testing, like my kid's in a junior or a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of like generated homework assignments.
Yeah.
And it's easy to test for it because the perfection that AI distributes is unbelievable. So it's easy to test for it. So kids are then creating some mistakes and creating
on purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah.
So give me a 91 rather than 100%. And then it's not
perfect. Yeah. Brian says boomers are screwed if you can't believe everything you see on the internet. Yeah, that's the thing. Most of that generation are the people that are complaining, like, I can't tell the difference. Like, this is terrible. It's like you have to learn and adapt as we go. I know that's tough, but if you don't, you are gonna get so scammed in the future. When you're sent a video of your kid that is in like a hostage situation and they're like, hey, you need to send me money, and you're going to believe it. You're going to send hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then you're going to call your actual daughter and she's going, what are you talking about? I'm fine. So you got to learn as we go here, people. I know that's tough. Surely you are doing a public service educating on what is AI or not. Really, we are, in a sense. Like, these videos, you're learning on the go that these are fake, and we're using Tito Brown as an example of how ridiculous some of this shit can be.
It's a PSA.
It is.
The whole thing.
It is.
PSA.
And here's the thing. If Tito wasn't such a butthole, everybody wouldn't be watching it and we wouldn't be using it as a PSA. But some of the stuff that nobody believes any of this crap that he's saying in these interviews where he's like, look, we need to finish what we started. And we need to, we're hiring people that look like us. And some of these phrases that are just gross. Did you watch that interview with Tito and...
I did.
Oh my gosh, Derek
McDowell.
Yeah. Derek was so much, I think we talked about this, but Derek was so much more well-spoken. It was just crazy. And Tito just kept trying to go back to the political bullshit talking points. And it's like, oh my God, dude, just be a human being, please. Wayne says, believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear. That is an old saying that is truer now than ever before. Yeah. Jason says, clarification. You guys did excellent with the Devin Stanley clip. I was suggesting making an update one with his initial appearance in court where he kept talking over the judge. I think that was Luke. I don't remember what that is. But Joe, if you want to look that up.
No, my keyboard's dead or else I would have done it already.
Holy crap. But yeah, it's wild. AI is absolutely wild. In other news, while everyone's here, let's do a little sponsor. BJ, if you want to help me from the back room and pull up Menchie's. Menchie's Frozen Yogurt sponsors the MLO Bros. We appreciate them. They have seasonal flavors. You can check them out. They're right in Boardman. All kinds of toppings, all kinds of different flavors. Joe said he went there last week and it was amazing. You can get, I like to do the cheesecake with a little bit of marshmallow, put that in there, and then you go in, get some boba, toss it on top. Check them out. They're in Boardman. It's awesome that we actually have sponsors now. Thank you so much to Menchie's. Also, I think the Youngstown Phantoms are sponsoring us as well. Check them out. Season coming up. It's going to be great. Such a cool team that we have in Youngstown that you can come on downtown, check them out. Great people, both Menchie's and Phantoms. And thank you so much for sponsoring the show. We appreciate you.
Here's the Robert Santos corrosion from his coffee spill a month ago.
Is that what that was?
I'm blaming him. Like, regardless of it is, Robert just got blamed for it.
Also, we recently had a team in Project MKC's annual golf tournament or golf outing, and Luke actually won longest putt. So what did he win? He won a $50 gift card to Stonebridge. Is he listening? Is he watching right now? Driving home from Canada? I don't know. But guess who loves Stonebridge? I do. And my wife does. And guess what we're having for dinner tonight? Stonebridge. Screw you, Luke. Suck my ass. Oh, I'm stealing this gift card.
That's the dude where he was a local trustee and he got in some trouble.
Didn't he get into a fight at a football game or something? Is that what that was? That is crazy. Here's something that Youngstown loves football, right? Mm-hmm. We love football. I was not a football player. I was a basketball player and a soccer player. Okay. Football parents are the freaking worst. Why do you guys suck so much? Why do you guys think your kids are going to go to the NFL? Why do you guys take it so seriously? Like, high school sports for 99% of these kids is learning about working with a team, working with good coaches, bad coaches, which translates over to good bosses and bad bosses, how to work with people that you don't like sometimes and people that you do like. And that's what it becomes, working in a team. But you parents think your kids are going to get scholarships to college. They're not. 1%. 1% of them will go to college and play. And even less than that are going to go to the NFL and play. So stop being a turd of a football parent and just let your kid learn and be coached and teach your kid to be coachable. And hey, don't get in fights in the stands like a bunch of idiots.
All right, caller, you're on.
Sorry for ranting, caller, but go ahead. What is that?
Jennifer Saccone was stalking Michael Saccone's kid at school. don't think that's true. Why would Michael be afraid if he has 2 gangbangers working for him?
I don't know.
For trafficking heroin.
Well, that was something. That was weird. It was like the sound in the background was almost like the when you get the fake callers, like the dial-up when you're getting a call from like India or whatever. Yeah, that was very strange. But okay, thank you for the call. I don't know what to do with that information. He said Jennifer Saccone's kid stalking Michael Saccone's kid. So I don't even know.
It's a eternal dumpster fire, so I would not be surprised.
Right. But who knows? Those two, I'll tell you what, Beatrice, you can agree with the things he says, you can disagree with the things he says, but man, did he call that one. Totally called Michael Saccone and Jen Saccone being an absolute dumpster fire.
I blame Jerry Springer for normalizing the behavior. It just permeated every facet of life.
Crazy, dude. Jason says, beat the hell out of his wife, allegedly. They later arrested him at a football game. So he beat his wife, and then he got arrested at a football game for it. And then the thing that's really screwed up is he's smiling in that picture, in his the picture of him being arrested. That's pretty messed up, definitely. Joe Midlick says, BJ, we need to get a golf team and challenge the bros, Joe and Jeremy. That'd be fun.
So we're going to split off into two contingents. Like Jeremy and I are going to recuse ourselves from the MLO team.
Okay.
And it's going to be BJ, me, Jeremy, and somebody else. And then it's going to be Luke, Isaac, and whatever other minions you want to come up with.
Yeah. So BJ, we need to get a golf team. Joe. So he wants to do Joe, BJ, and then you're our Joe. So you, me, Luke, and Jeremy.
Okay.
I think we'd be fine. I think that's fair. BJ can't be that good at golf.
Oh, dude, he's a great golfer. He's a ringer.
You're not that good, BJ. You probably suck.
He's a ringer. I suck. Jeremy and I
can't wear a fedora all the time to be good at golf.
We barely get our shots used in that scramble. And so we are sort of the anchor, like the anchor in a bad way on every team.
How mad is BJ in the back room now? He's like punching the air.
Yeah, he dedicates a majority of his life to hitting the links.
Yeah. And does he really?
Oh, he's good.
He's not that good. You can't, like I said, you can't wear.
League people are.
He's in a league.
He's in a league.
Can't wear a fedora all the time and be good at golf. Like you need like a ball cap look. You know, he starts wearing ball caps, then I'm gonna be worried. Or like golf hats, like Titleist. He starts wearing like a Titleist
cap.
He's
a sandbagger, though. He doesn't want you to know he's good. He wants you to put some money down on the green and him sink a 20-foot putt. How long was Luke's putt? Does it say?
It doesn't say. That was a long ass putt, though.
It was.
That was a long one. But man, thanks for making that long putt, Luke. I'm going to use this $50 gift card to Stonebridge tonight. Get myself a chicken Melanie salad. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Thanks. Thank you so much, Luke, for sinking that putt. He's not going to watch this. He's up in Canada somewhere. I'm not even going to tell him that we got this. He's going to be like, hey, Isaac, whatever happened to Project MKC? Did I ever get my award for winning that putt? No, man.
Let's do it now. We'll give Luke the next 30 seconds to protest that decision.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, then he's okay with it.
He's going to be, I'm like, dang, man, call Justin. Maybe Justin from MKC, he knows. Like, maybe I don't think Justin dropped off the gift card or whatever you won, man. That's crazy. As I'm like eating my salad, talking to him on the phone. Joe says, BJ, you in? Maybe. BJ, if you want to, you can comment or come up here. Yep.
There you go.
Nice.
He's gonna smoke you.
Next thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Any other local politics anyone wants to talk about? Fire away in the comment section. We can talk about it. Heading into election season. If there's one person who hates election season, it's me. I'm tired. I hate the commercials. I hate the signs. I hate just how all these politicians act like they're going to change everything. Guess what they're not going to do? Change everything. They're not going to do anything. They're going to act like they are. They're going to act like they're the best people in the world, and nothing's going to happen. At a national level, at least. Maybe locally. Maybe McDowell will come in and Youngstown will prosper, but I think it's going to be a long road, right? But
Can we talk about these data centers real quick? Because it's really pissing me off. It's really irritating to watch 3 of our local communities do whatever they can to chase data centers away instead of embracing them and inviting in our towns for more commerce.
I don't. You said the politicians chase people away, or the people?
The economy, the local, citizens of every community.
Yeah.
Too much traffic. They're going to make our, they're going to make too much noise. They're going to make our energy costs go up. All of these objections, chasing it away rather than allowing politicians to say, okay, well, if they make noise, let's put up sound barriers. If they need more power.
Would you say that's property owners chasing people away?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sure it is.
Let's look up. Let's just do a little. Can we Google yet? Did you get your?
Yep.
What's the average age of a property owner in Youngstown, Ohio? Just so we can find a demographic of people to blame, shall we? Let's see. 43.6. That's median, though. Median's nothing. That means nothing. That's not an average. That's just a middle freaking number.
I think your point is that our demographic is older than the national average.
It is. So that is my point.
If the median national average, if it's higher than that, then we're older. You would guess it's 50s.
I would guess it's 50s. I would guess it's older folks that don't want change because they are afraid of change, because they don't understand it and they fear what they don't understand. And you people are the majority of the voters, and you need to understand that the future is important too. Youngstown doesn't have to continue to be not a bad place. It's just, we need to be more attractive. And we're not, when we continuously scare these companies and these industries away by saying we don't want you here. You're not helping. You're definitely not helping.
Well, if I said within the next couple of years, and let's go back to like 2023, if I said, hey, in the area, we have a really low cost of energy production in our area, and the industry of our new industrial revolution is going to need compute. So they're going to go to every community and say, hey, are you willing to throw up a warehouse that has data centers in it? Yeah. All you have to do is create enough electricity for all of these data centers and quell the communities in order to adopt rather than reject these.
And I'm not saying there's not going to be drawbacks like to the computer facilities or whatever. They said there's that humming, right?
Right.
Okay. So do everything that you can to minimize drawbacks. So if we have to put something in place to stop the sound from emanating into the communities, if we have to do something, have regulations in place to make the location prettier, or to like box it in so it's you can't see it as much.
Here's what you have to do. We have a lot of farm agriculture in our area. You can get these facilities far away from where people live.
Right.
You would just have to have utilities be willing to run electricity further away from population densities.
Right.
So if let's just say your city, it's going to cost them $2 million to run high, industrial grade, high tension power lines to places that don't have any people living there. Right. Then you solve both problems.
Right. Patricia, did Youngstown chase data center away? I thought that was Lordstown. I'm considering.
No, not Youngstown.
It's not Youngstown, but I'm just considering greater Youngstown area. I still consider Lordstown part of the greater Youngstown area. I consider Warren part of the greater Youngstown area. Columbiana part of the greater Youngstown area.
Well, Hubbard was in one of those areas. Yeah, it's close enough.
And people always say, I don't want a massive amount of people to come here and my tax dollars to go up. Or my taxes to go up, and then I have to fork over more money to the government.
What if your property values do go up?
That's exactly the point I was going to make. So a bunch of people flow in because industry makes Youngstown better, and it's our government's job to make sure that these industries come in. We as voters, we as people are protected. Okay, and it's nice. It doesn't go to shit immediately. Okay. If they do a good job, these industries move in. People with money move into our area, okay? Your tax dollars do go up, yes. But when you're getting ready to retire in 10, 15, 20, however many years it is, your property values should skyrocket due to a little thing called supply and demand. So if everybody wants to move to our area,
thank you, sir.
What up, Isaac? Everybody moves to our area. People with money move to our area. They invest in these industries. They work in these industries. Your property values will go up tremendously. Then you sell your house when you go to retire and you make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, whatever it is, you profit off of it. So yes, in the short term, in the long term, your tax value, your taxes go up, but it's investing in the community. And in the long term, you're going to profit off of your home sale. And you just think, I'm on a fixed income, I have to stay with this for now. Like, you're not always going to be in that home. You're going to have to downsize eventually. You're going to have to check into a retirement community eventually.
Yeah, and you know, we're used to being in the area that we live in.
Yeah.
When Lordstown employs 10,000 people, a data center employs 100 people. We're going to have to get used to doing more of this stuff for smaller segments of labor that get created because of it.
Right. And there's ways to, if you want to stay in your home until you die, there's ways to use your home equity. Equity, if you don't know what equity is the profit within your home. I bought my house for $300,000. I could sell it today for $450,000. That means that there is $150,000 of equity in my home just sitting there. I can't really get it for right now, but if I ever sell my house, I'll make $150,000 that I can use to buy whatever. There are ways to tap into that equity, whether it be a reverse mortgage. As an old person, basically what that is, and obviously basically what a reverse mortgage is you can stay in your home until you die. The bank will pay you a monthly payment. It's the opposite of a normal mortgage. The bank will pay you a monthly payment so that you can use that to stay in your home. Your mortgage then builds up. And then when you die, the bank sells your home, they get their money back, or your family can buy it from the bank and they can take your home. But there's ways, and I'm a loan officer. I know these things, I promise. There's ways you can stay in your house and you can use the equity in your home. You can get a home equity line of credit. You can do cash out refinance once rates come down. Property values raising and your tax dollars going up a little bit is not the end of the world if your greater community gets better.
Well, but if you're on Social Security,
yeah,
and you increase the economy locally, your house is really the only thing that's going to be affected by it. Like your
taxes, your
taxes are going to go up. You're increasing the value of your house is going to go up,
right?
But you're not going to benefit from increased labor and more services. You're kind of like checked out from all the things you need. Your schools, even if the schools get better, that doesn't affect you.
Well, the schools will tax you more, right? That's what they're afraid of. The schools will tax you more. Everything will be taxed more because your property value goes up.
All right, caller, you're on.
I heard you say that, about data centers and having the agricultural.
All right. Sorry, caller. My phones are jacked up. I'm going to do a reboot thing. Sorry.
He's going to reset the phones. Call back in like 3 minutes, caller. Sound for news centers is bullshit. I don't know what that means. But Billy from YouTube, I think I know who that is. I think I know that Billy. But citing these projects on farmland runs into the same argument people make that solar shouldn't be built on farmland. Yeah. Out where I live, and I saw Wayne Greyer in the comments too. There are options. And the Republicans out in Green Township, I live out in Green Township. They were saying, you don't need to take away this. You're taking away this farmland. Okay. And it's going to look ugly. And these solar panels are going to go bad. And eventually they're going to go to shit and it's going to look like shit. Why are, as Republicans, as conservatives, why are you people trying to tell other people what they can and can't do on their property? Like, I'm not a diehard alt-right conservative, but isn't that kind of your guys' thing when it comes to, like, don't tell me what I can and can't do on my own property? What do you do? Like, the government is the bad guys. They're telling you what you can and can't do on your own property. You're going to give them permission to say no solar panels on your own property? Why not instead say, hey, let's not give the government power to say what we can and can't do on our own property with solar. Let's let people do solar, but put regulations in place so that they put trees around it as a border so that we can't see it and it doesn't look terrible. The property owner is supposed to take care of it. Grazing animals or beehives or whatever have to go underneath the solar panels so that you're still using the land to farm.
Get in an airplane and see how much agricultural land there actually is.
Right.
And building a building or two or a couple
right.
solar farms is not competing with the overall land.
What it is those farmers out in Green Township want that property. This is how I feel. They want that property owner that wanted to put those solar panels in. He owns a lot of property. They want that guy to starve so that they can buy up his property.
Make it into developments or
not even that. I think the farmers want to buy his property so they can farm it and profit off of it. So they're trying to strangle him out so that they can buy up his property for cheap. But there are options. Like, don't tell people what they can and can't do on their own property. If they want to put solar panels in, fine. But just like Poland Village or these nice towns, put regulations in place so that, yes, you can do solar, but you have to put up trees, you have to put up walls, you have to make sure it's taken care of, make sure there's contingencies in place for if it doesn't work out because there's no sun in Ohio and the panels end up failing or whatever, they're all taken down and it reverts back to farmland. But no, you people abandon your principles, abandon your ideals, and say, no, we're going to let the government have the power to tell us what we can and can't do on our own property because the Republican Party says that green energy and solar is bad. Like, how about be independent thinkers, use common sense, and not let the Republicans tell you that green equals bad? Like, you guys critique the left all the time and say that the left is always saying Trump's bad because Trump's bad and we hate him no matter what he does. You guys are hypocrites. It's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Green's bad. Solar panels bad. Trump bad. It's the same thing. Wayne Greyer, he's going to try and call in.
Yeah, give me a couple more minutes. It's still
We're rebooting the computer, but Wayne he's my neighbor out in Green Township. There's green on your shirt. Sorry, green's bad. My hat, it's bad. Sorry. Oh God, you know what's bad? My hairline's bad. That's what's bad. But Wayne is the property owner out in Green Township that tried to put the solar panels on, and I am so sorry I didn't go to that meeting because I would have defended him when they met with Mahoning County Township trustees that basically said, we're not going to let this happen. We're not going to let solar panels.
Well, let's just say a community like Hubbard, rather than just giving tax abatements to attract a company into town, what if they spent the same amount of money to be able to accommodate and build to suit for someone who wanted to bring something in? So if you needed, walls to deaden sound or bet more electricity or water or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what they were going to do on Wayne's property. Is they were basically going to do 150 feet off the road. And this is right down the street from me. So for people that are like, you don't even live out there. You don't even know what it would be like. No, I live right down the road. I would drive by it almost every single day. But they wanted on his acreage, they wanted to put it like 150
Thank
feet.
You for calling Call-In Studio host and call screener line.
150 feet off of the road is where then there would be a fence.
Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
In front of the fence, so that it looks pretty, would be trees.
Welcome, host.
So the only time you're really going to see the panels is if you're driving like from the top of the hill and you look down and you can see the panels. But contingencies need to be put in place. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Don't like.
Yeah, go ahead, Wayne.
What they can and can't do.
Hey, this is great, but like you said, nobody will ever allow it. Nobody will ever allow it. They all want to move to the country, have their green space, but nobody wants accountability or to pay for it.
Right.
If they want this green space, they want this, When are they going to start paying for agricultural easements? Start taking tax dollars, pay these farmers to keep it in. We're working on razor-thin margins, and there's a way to make extra money on the farm, and yet somebody's going to tell you to do with your property. You know, for a farmer, this is our investments. This is our, 401k. This is what we do. We put everything back into the operation. And do I get to tell you how you invest your money or anything? Of course not.
Right. Well, Wayne, so my question is for you, how much do you think, how much of this do you think is other farmers in our area trying to strangle you out and stop you from doing this so that you're forced to sell your property to them so that they can farm it? Like competition. How much of it do you think that is?
There's some of that, I'm sure, but not as much as you would think, because the farmers aren't going to buy it. Landed property is going for so much around here. You're going to have some investor somewhere buy the piece of property, and then they're going to do whatever. They're going to buy it for an investment. They're going to have the money to fight, stop it. They're going to develop it. They're going to build a data center. They're going to do what they can do to make money. But local farmers, when you see land selling at auctions for $15,000, $17,000 an acre,
yeah,
I don't see that. But like, my biggest question to you guys, when does a politician go too far? When should they not, when should they honor all their constituents? When you have politicians out here that are running for re-election in the township that actively went after a landowner, that constituent, that made signs, that made that helped make the petition that went around, that did all this stuff, like, when did they overstep their bounds? When did they refuse to meet with me, yet met with oppositions from other township in township buildings? I have all this proof that there's a trustee that went out there and actively went against me and did all this stuff.
Yeah,
as a elected official. So when did they go too far and they can be against something, but to actively seek out a coup against
so Wayne,
a taxpaying constituent?
So let me ask, like, by going after you, they were when you were trying to put these solar panels on your property, what exactly were they doing that was combating it? And you're arguing that they should be playing the middle ground. They should be taking information from you, taking information from the opposition, and then making their decision based off of that and what the voters want. What were they doing that was combating it?
So I have emails where they were going back and forth, organizing the petition, making sure it said what they wanted to say in Green Township. This is a elected official.
Yeah.
I have text messages where they were sending it back and forth to make the signs saying that I want to make sure they wanted to say no large scale solar in Green Township. They had one from Pennsylvania that they were modeling it off of,
right,
to get it made. They were going around talking to different people saying, hey, we got to stop this from coming to our township. They were hiding behind zoning, saying that, we're zoned, and they weaponized zoning way too much. They weaponized zoning. And the thing is, zoning was built to guide development when it did, and to protect, like the way that development went. But there's things that are bigger than just our area. And that's why the state has a power board. They gave local officials this to stop it, but power, data centers, it involves more than just locally. Ron Verb said it perfectly when he said, we all make trash, but no one wants to look at the landfill. When are we going to start taking accountability for the things that we do? And, there was, like you said, there was all sorts of boundaries in place.
Yeah.
They came up with false numbers and everything, saying it was going to be 35 feet. They worked together with opposition. And that's an elected official that's running for re-election.
Right.
If he did this to me, what's he going to do to somebody else?
Right.
And like they look like a hero stopping the big bad solar project, but look at it from another side. Like
100. No,
that's overstepping his boundaries.
Right. And here's the thing that people don't realize. People don't realize politicians, what do they care about? They care they care about getting reelected. So they're able to sit back and say, I listen to what the people want. All these farmers out in Green Township don't want solar. So I'm forced to listen to them and what they want. So then they can get reelected in the future. They'll, like you said, they stop the big bad solar company from moving in on their farmland. But what the people of Green Township don't realize, I realize this, you realize this, you're setting a precedent. You're setting a precedent so that these politicians in the future can use this and weaponize it against the voters and say, listen, you people let us stop the industry of solar from moving into Green Township. Now this other industry wants to move in and we don't like it. So because we did it in the past, we're going to do it again here. So you're setting a precedent for the government to step in and tell you as property owners what you can and can't do on your own property. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Okay? So they only care about getting reelected. They only care what the mob is thinking so that they can get reelected in the future. We as property owners, Wayne, need to screw the freaking politicians. We need to communicate with the people and inform them that this is the wrong decision so that they learn and move forward. They might not, Wayne. They obviously aren't because they don't care because the average age of the property owner is older. And they're not gonna. They're gonna see their political party telling them that green energy is bad. But I'm gonna shout from the rooftops, this is not a good idea. And if you put regulations in place, it can be a good thing. But it's affecting our area in multiple ways and multiple industries. Our greater Youngstown area as a whole needs to realize we need to be attractive for these companies. We need to be.
You brought up some great points there too. We were not founded as a democracy. We're a constitutional republic because James Madison saw that he did not want the tyranny of the city dictating what happens to the farmer.
Right.
And we're seeing that happen right now. One person is getting overrun by people around them because I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
And, and then the other thing is too, now they've proved that a mob can stop something. Well, what happens when a mob decides a farmer can't spread manure, a farmer can't spray Roundup, a farmer can't do this, or what happens when they say they don't want to look at the corn and they'd rather look at soybeans?
Right. So
that's not the way freedoms work.
That's the beauty of our republic, though, Wayne, is it's like all of the people from that area are represented on a larger scale. And if it was just mob rule, the people in the cities, because all the people live in the cities, would be able to tell the farmers what to do out in the middle of nowhere. So we gotta respect the fact that all of the farmers are represented of what's going on their land because of our republic. But hey, Wayne, I'm gonna let you go, but keep listening because I now have Randy Chismar from Green Township Trustee is about to come on, and we're about to hear the other side. So this should be interesting. But thanks for calling in.
I can't wait. Okay. Because he blocked me online. So
oh my goodness. Wait. Did he block you from your Did he block you from his official Facebook page of his trustee page?
No, he doesn't have an official trustee page.
It's his personal.
He does do official business on his Facebook page, which has been proven by the Supreme Court.
You better be careful with that.
If you do official business, you can't block somebody. And yes, he did block me and affect my First Amendment.
That's interesting. Let's hear his side now. I'm gonna try and play this as unbiased. I am a property owner and I do have opinions of this topic, but let's hear from Randy Chismar now.
There, guys. Hey, guys, you there?
Randy, we're here. Can you hear us?
All right. I can.
Okay.
I had to call in. I don't want to get involved with this. This subject's done. It's over. It's decided.
Okay.
But Wayne is going around there, spreading his lies again, spreading this fantasy that this was going to be a good thing for everybody.
Okay.
If you guys go back and look, the commissioners meeting in September, I believe, of that year, I made the comment that the financial side of this solar panel thing was interesting for the township. It would have alleviated some tax burden. You know, there would have been some issues. But at that point, I did say, but 99% of the people don't want this. We are a democracy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If 99% of the people don't want this, we as elected representatives have to go with that. We can't go against the will of the people. Now, having said that, when I said that the financials were interesting at that meeting, I started looking into them. There was no truth to them whatsoever. I would love to sit down with you guys. I would love to sit down with Wayne. I offered a phone call to him. He refused to take my phone call. So Wayne doesn't want to hear the truth.
Okay.
I am government financing. I've done property taxes for 25 years now. There is nothing true about the money that project was promising. It was another chill can plant is all it was.
What lies? So you said that Wayne is lying about this. What lies is he saying? Because I've seen some of the documents.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, sir. I've seen some of the documents that stated like the plans, the projected plans, the numbers that they planned on bringing in. Like what lies, and without having any of these things actually completed or tested, how are we supposed to know if it would have worked or not?
Certainly. No, I understand number one, the project he claims on the acreage that he claims was going to be 4.5 megawatts an acre. If you look at the rest of the projects in Ohio, none of them are below 9. So, I mean, unless this was going to be a miracle plant, they were somehow doubling what's going on with Ohio. Not only that, Isaac, you know, you live right down the road.
Yeah.
It's on 3 corners of an intersection.
Yeah.
There are certain setbacks from the roads. There are certain setbacks from neighbors' houses. There are wetland restrictions. You know, half of that, well, I won't say half. A large amount of his property is a strip mine. It's places where they couldn't use solar panels. So if his numbers are correct, they would be putting a solar panel on every inch of that property. That was impossible.
Yeah.
It was a promise that was never going to come to fruition. Number 2, he starts talking about this agrivoltaic stuff. The more you do that, the more space you have to have between panels. You can't shove them on every inch of the property. Now, having said that, forget about the total megawatts. If you actually go look at the presentation that this company gave us at the meeting at the Christian church in October.
Yeah, I missed that. I'm so sorry. I totally missed that.
They claimed that South Range was going to get $25 million. The county was getting a certain amount.
I heard that.
They didn't do the calculations properly. I've gone through and done the calculations per parcel that Wayne owns that I pulled off the county auditor's website.
Yeah.
There is nowhere close to those amounts that those entities were getting. Not only that, Wayne, you're still listening. The township gets a share. Where was the township's amount on that presentation? If that presentation was accurate, how come there was no township? How come there was no board of health or senior citizens or library or every other entity that gets a amount of the property tax? Not only that, Wayne, but the $7,000 that goes to locals and the $2,000 extra that goes to the county, they weren't calculating that $2,000 to go directly to the county. They were dividing that up amongst South Range schools too. If you would have answered my call like a real man and we could have discussed this, you wouldn't be embarrassing yourself right now. I did block him from my Facebook page because he kept tagging me in all his crazy rants. I had cousins from Iowa calling me saying, who is this guy and what's he going on about solar panels for?
Randy,
stop tagging me in your crazy rants, like I said on Facebook, Wayne.
Randy, I will say.
Can I interrupt real quick? Can I bring both of these on at the same time? If Wayne would call in, we can do a conference call here.
No, I think we should set it up for another day.
Okay.
I don't think we should do that today. But Randy, I will say, I know your last name. I'm a Schuster. Grew up in South Range. Out there on the range, everybody knows everybody. But here's the thing I will say as a voter, and you're a politician representing Green Township, it has to be and should remain separate. And what I mean by separate is I feel like on this phone conversation, you are making it personal between you and Wayne.
I'm not making it personal.
Okay,
Wayne,
let me finish. You're making it almost personal by trying to insult Wayne. And there were a lot of people in Green Township that knew Wayne personally that were attacking him, sometimes for the way he looked, for the way he ran his property, for all these different things, attacking him, calling him lazy. But when it comes to law and when it comes to regulations in our community, I don't care about the personal identifications of this person and how they do all these things. It has to be the law and the regulations that you are enacting, that you are putting in place. But I don't care about this person personally. So I feel like a lot of people in our community were judging this dude not based on what could happen, but this guy is he does this and he's not going to do a good job with it. And because I know him personally, that's not how laws should be passed and regulations should be enforced. And how.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you.
And I feel like there was a lot of that crap going on, man.
Wayne did a public records request. Please, Wayne, look through all that stuff and see where we told people to insult you or to go after you personally, because it wasn't in there. Yes, we did back and forth about signs. People came to us and said, please don't let this happen. We did back and forth with signs.
Yeah.
We did petitions. That was the will of the people that we represented. I don't understand how you think there's something nefarious in that.
Right. And ultimately,
that was strictly. Go ahead.
And ultimately, Randy, that's the trump card, right? And I get Wayne's perspective. I understand your perspective, but ultimately, if all of the people in our township are saying, or 90% of them are saying, we don't want this, there's nothing that Wayne can do. The people have to be convinced in the future when other things like this pop up and other industries pop up that Wayne has to change their mind, because if they're all telling you have to vote this way, as a politician, you have to listen to the people and you have to do what they want. And like you said, it's over and done with now. So I get that.
I'll correct you on one thing. It wasn't 90% at the meeting at the Christian church.
What was it?
24 out of 24 township residents got up and said no.
Man, I wish I would have been there. I wish I have my little 5 acres that I own. I would have stood up and said, we just have to be careful, because giving you guys the power to tell property owners what they can and can't do on their own property, that is a majority of conservatives don't like that. But when it comes to green energy, then they're like, oh, no, our political party tells us this is bad. You just have to be careful with giving the government power.
Yeah, so, I don't want to get that side of the politics in.
Right.
Now, I do want to clarify something. We did not have the power. The township trustees do not have that power.
Okay.
The state legislator gave it to the county. That was a county meeting.
Yes.
The county commissioners were the one that made the decision.
Yes.
We were basically there to tell them what the will of the people was.
Right.
That's what we did. Wayne and his company had a half hour to tell their side of it. We had a half hour to tell ours. And I will tell you this too. This is another issue that I have with Wayne going around telling lies. He said he never had the chance to convince people that this was the right thing. He didn't have enough time. He signed this contract in 2021. That meeting was in 2023. He had 2 years to go out and tell people about this, to convince people about this.
Yeah.
He was trying to keep it quiet. I'm going to tell you, Isaac, he claims we never met with him. He sat on my back patio for an hour and a half with his representative, and we discussed this issue.
Yeah.
Personally, face-to-face, at my home. Him telling you that the trustees never spoke to him, half truth, because at that time I was a fiscal officer. But I was part of myself and another trustee were the ones that were running the township side of this argument. So that's a lie too. The leadership did talk to him. And at that point, he told me he was trying to keep it quiet until the environmental studies were done.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want the people to hear about it. He knew what was going to happen once the people heard about it.
Well, Randy,
so,
yeah,
he didn't bring it up. He didn't go out and try to convince people. He was forced to do that.
Yeah.
And he could have.
Well, Randy, I appreciate you calling in, sir. Giving your opinion as a trustee in this situation. But thank you, sir. We will. I'll see you around. So.
Yep.
Have a good day.
You're welcome. Enjoy the show, by the way. I watch every time you guys are on.
So. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate the support.
You're welcome.
Man, that's a situation, isn't it? That's that we
Bruin.
Yeah.
Totally Bruin.
The guy who tried to put so Wayne is the property owner trying to put the solar panels or was trying to put the solar panels on. Green Township trustee there, Randy Chismar, representing the township that I live in.
As a property owner, do you want a community to be able to tell you what you can and can't do with your property?
Absolutely not.
If you want to erect a monument to Luke and put a big statue, regardless of 99% of your neighbors decide that they don't want a Luke statue on there, should that matter?
Right. So I guess it just depends on what the people want, right? But like we live out in the country. Last night they were freaking gunshots going off for hours and hours and hours. It just comes with the territory. But
if the people were paying for the Luke monument on your property, that would be a different story because they have a say in it. They're going to be paying for it.
Yeah.
But if you're carrying the liability load,
the risk,
the cost,
the
whole thing.
Why
is 90 even if 99% of the pitchfork holders,
and it comes down to the people. Like Wayne should convince the people. Like, listen, and like I said, I think as a property owner, it should be more along the lines of, if you want to do something, I don't want the government to tell us what we can and can't do, but put the barriers in place so that the people are protected. And if you don't do those things when you're making the solar panels, if you don't put up the fences, if you don't make it beautiful, if you don't take care of them, if you don't do any of these list of things that we put in place, you're paying to take the panels down and reverting it back to what it was before. I don't think dropping an axe and saying absolutely not, no, I don't care, no matter what, is a good idea. I also think out in the middle of nowhere where we live, everybody knows everybody. Everybody out in South Range knows everybody at South Range. They see me walking up and down my street all the time when I walk my 5 miles, and everybody's waving. And I love our community. I absolutely love how nice everybody is to everyone, and how I love that idea that everybody knows everyone. But you have to be careful as a politician. And he's, to me, it feels like he's making it personal. And there were a lot of people when those solar panels were thinking about being put in place that were attacking Wayne personally. And that's not okay. We have to be careful. And when it comes to these decisions, we can't let emotions get the best of us. And we need to do what's best for everyone. Because what if you're in his shoes one day and you want to try and do something and you got the community against you? Just have to be very
Wayne
careful.
Follow the protocols, and he did 10 foot away from the roadways, put up the fencing, follow the rules and regulations. It doesn't matter how people feel about it.
Right.
It's whether or not the standards and regulations were followed.
Right. Yeah. And then if he doesn't do it, he doesn't do it, and you take it all down. But,
exactly.
But they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it at all. It was absolutely not. And I apologize to Wayne so many times every time I see him that I didn't go to that meeting and defend him, because I totally would have. I don't think I don't think it's wrong. And I think the people out there in the middle of nowhere, green energy is bad and it doesn't matter. It's not going to work. And we don't want that shit around here. And that's a narrow-minded way of thinking. So, but thank you both callers, Wayne and Randy, for calling in and giving your perspectives. And the thing is, it was the meeting that they had at Greenford Christian Church. Mahoning County trustees were the ones who decided the fate of that situation. And when everybody out there, a majority of the people out there are saying, we don't want this shit, they have no choice but to drop the hammer and say no. So you're not convincing the stupid trustees and the politicians. You're convincing the people. But Wayne says, I would have brought that out and brought it to the community when we had everything in order. Wayne said, why would I bring it out before the environmental studies are done? We didn't know the actual numbers until the studies were done. Interesting. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one that I'm directly impacted by. But thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you haven't already, go down below, give us a like, give us a follow the MLO Bros, follow Youngstown Studio. What is going on in your community? I'm tired of talking about my community out in Green Township. I want to talk about something
Everybody
else.
Cares about Green Township.
I know.
Like, it is on the front of everybody's brains.
It is interesting because it's like it could happen in your community too. It could happen with any industry in your community, and how you're protected if you don't like it, how you might not be protected, or how you have to stand up for yourself if it's you, and how you have to convince the people around you to let it happen. And the voters decide. That's the beauty of our country. So, but I'm gonna give my sales pitch real quick.
Go for it.
If you don't mind. MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originator Brothers. We are loan officers. We are real estate agents. We can help you buy and sell a house. We can help you finance. We can help you refinance, whatever you want. Give me a call. My cell phone number is 330-921-8978. I can help you out. We can use our platform to sell your house. I actually have, me and Luke have a listing coming up on Friday in South Range School Districts, right around the corner from me. It's going to go live. It's going to be like,
so if you want to set up your own solar panel farm, buy in South Range.
Buy in South Range, and we can overpower the boomers and eventually allow solar in Green Township.
So interest rates, like yesterday, they were talking about a couple multiple session interest rate reduction.
Yeah.
For or against? You think it's needed?
With the interest rates, what I will say is I think they need to get down into the fives, but I don't think you go lower than fives.
Where
they were carrying, I think
like
average
sixes?
30-year is sixes right now, but
Okay.
I might be able to get lower than that depending on your financial situation. I'm not allowed to quote rates online, but I might be able to get you lower. But
hypothetically,
I think that the Fed, with everything as expensive as it is, I think the Fed drops the interest rates. They should drop the interest rates down to the fives. They held the interest rates in like the threes and fours for years and years and years and years. I don't think that's healthy for our economy. I think you drop the interest rates down into the fives and then you let them sit there. Like low fives, bounce around between 5 and 6, and just let them sit there and adjust the other mortgage interest rates. You keep them in the fives, and then the other inflationary tactics that you want to use to lower inflation, go after that shit. If we go to war or shit hits the fan or another COVID happens or whatever happens and it's really bad for our economy, then you drop the interest rates down into the threes.
To the free money category.
And then once everything clears back up, you put them back up into the fives. And then you just go back and forth. You can't, what happened during COVID, interest rates were in the 3s and 4s.
Loved it.
Shit hits the fan, and then they're dropping so low into the 2s that the banks are like, yeah, we're not making any money. We can't go any lower. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are like, yeah, we cannot. Like they were making the banks
refinance ever.
They were making the banks basically pay for the rates. They were punishing the banks because the rates were so low.
So it's low inflation. Like I am paying a rate.
Yeah.
My
condo
bank is losing money every month.
2.625. Like I'm never selling my condo. So they made that mistake by carrying those interest rates that low for so long, and then shit hits the fan with the macaroni virus, and they try and lower them, and they're like, well, fuck. Sorry, I swore. They're like, well, shit. We
a little better.
Right. It's PG-13. Well, shit, we're gonna lower them. We don't have the weapon to help the people out. So they need that weapon. So we cannot see 3s and 4s.
7's bad, 3's bad, 5 is good.
4 maybe float between 4 and 6, and then close 5 and 6, and then when stuff hits, when bad stuff happens, then they can use it as a weapon, help the people out, and drop it into the 3s and 4s. But I don't think it's healthy to carry in the 3s and 4s. But we'll see. I'm just a guy. Nobody knows anything. We haven't figured that out. On planet Earth, everybody acts like they know everything, but nobody knows anything.
No.
Because I can tell you, next year the Fed plans on dropping interest rates into the 5s and into the 4s or whatever they plan on doing. The inflation numbers could come in tomorrow. And they're like, well, we were going to do that, and we're changing course because the statistics show something else. So nobody knows. It's like Matthew McConaughey and Wolf of Wall Street. It's a woozy, it's a wazy.
There's many better quotes that you could have taken from Matthew McConaughey in that movie.
In that movie where he's like, nobody knows. It's up, it's down. Nobody really knows what's going to happen.
Rookie numbers.
Right. Yeah, like nobody knows. So depending on what numbers come in, they'll change it. They'll say we're going to drop it, and then tomorrow they'll say we're going to raise them because inflation comes in. So
3% was a good number, though.
If you're in the 7s, if your interest rate's in the 7s, you bought in the past year or two, I would think about refining soon. Like I said, I have no idea what's going to happen, but if the colder months come and there's not a lot happening in the stock market, and the stock market kind of cools off, the housing market cools off, and they lower those interest rates, and those interest rates come down, and you're currently in the 7s, and you can get an interest rate in the low 5s or mid 5s or under 6, you might be able to save a couple $100 off of your monthly payment.
So if you're at like 7.25 right now, you basically got your house when interest rates were at the highest.
Yes,
like whatever.
7.25. Some people that are in 8s.
6.5.
Yeah.
What does it cost me to refinance, and what are my monthly savings to be able to pay for that?
So, on average, it's going to be a couple $1,000,
like $2,000 to be able to refinance.
I'd say $4,000 to $6,000 to refi.
Okay.
On average, some lenders are lower. Some lenders run really good deals.
We'll say $5,000 though. So it's going to cost me $5,000.
Okay. But that's not out of pocket when it comes to refinancing, because we talked about earlier, we talked about equity in your home. If you go to refi, typically, and you have equity in your home, typically you're going to pay for an appraisal. So you're going to pay like $600 to have a guy come out and say, the house is worth $400,000 now. And you bought it 2 years ago and it was worth $300,000. So what the bank will do is they'll say, okay, your loan amount when you bought the house, it's $400,000. We're going to make your new loan amount $405,000. We're going to tack it on. You're going to pay $600 out of pocket for an appraisal. Your new term is going to be set up. We're going to start your financing. We'll refi you. You're going to have a new interest rate. You're going to save $300 per month. That's just hypothetical number.
$3,600 a year.
Okay.
To save $5,000.
So if you're going to stay in your house for the next 2 years or a year and a half, if you're saving $300 per month, it pays for itself in a year and a half. So it's worth it. So that's the benefit of refi. You're going to save $300 a month over the course of the next year and a half. If the refi is $5,000, let's say $5,000, sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher, depending on your situation. You save $300 a month. After a year and a half, you're in the clear. So I would say if you're going to sell in the next year or two, don't refi. But if you're going to stay in that house, you love that house, look at it. We can run some numbers. It's not a guarantee that it's going to work, but look into it. If your loan amount's high enough, we can if the loan amount's high enough, if you have enough equity in the home, there's a lot of factors. You have to talk to a loan officer. It's not just you can't just figure it out by yourself. But you're saving $300 a month. That's a good amount of money, especially if you're going to stay in that house for a long time. So look into it. Tracy Randall says, town hall tonight at Dior, 6 p.m. Council and department heads finally reveal where the ARPA money went. Oh, that's some good shit.
Good.
I guarantee they're probably not going to say anything. They didn't do anything wrong. All the money was used correctly, even though it was millions of dollars.
So speaking of correctly, like if the government gave you the rescue plan money, what is a good spend for federal government money on ARPA? In your opinion,
Okay, refresher.
Yeah,
not that because I don't know anything. The ARPA funds. What were they given to us for exactly?
So that was after COVID, to be able to have economies be able to build back so they can get back where they were before.
Yeah,
the devastation of COVID. So infrastructure.
And how much were we given?
That's a good question. I think 20 million.
So you had $20 million. Okay, you were given $20 million.
82 million.
80. Oh my goodness. You were given $82 million. $82 million to get Youngstown back up to where it was. And we were on this trajectory. We've talked about this before, 2012 through like 2018, 2019, even leading into COVID, where cool things were happening downtown. So they said that they used, I know Tito has said that they used it on the corridors, right?
Here's the priorities for the city.
Eliminating blight by demolishing at least 500 vacant homes, improving housing quality for residents, cleaning up commercial corridors, increasing fresh food access for residents, improving transit accessibility, investing in parks and youth, stabilizing the city budget. Okay. Here's what I will say. What do I, as someone who lives outside of the city, and I used to live downtown, and I saw that growth happen downtown. Why wouldn't some of that money go towards downtown businesses that were struggling? Go towards keeping the growing downtown Youngstown community and downtown Youngstown area that was super nice. It just seems like they obviously didn't use it correctly, because downtown is not what it was before. It's not the hustle and bustle that it was 2012 through 2018. So you can sit here, they can sit there and they can tell you we did all this amazing stuff, but they failed ultimately. They might have done construction for 7 years and they put new flower beds in and they got rid of all the parking. Cool, man. That's great. But the nightlife, the cool events, all the awesome stuff that was happening, it's gone now. So they failed. They didn't use the money correctly. Obviously, it's not. Tito's like we're going in the right direction. No, we're not. At least from my perspective. Like, does everybody in the corridors and in the areas surrounding Youngstown agree that with Tito that it's all that great, that $82 million was used correctly?
All right, so
and that's what you're going to have to vote on come election day.
If you had the scepter and you had 82 million and you said, okay, my whole purpose for this 82 million is to bring Youngstown back to where it was before COVID hit.
Yeah.
What would your priorities be different than what's on that list?
And
I'm going to get you have demolished 500 vacant homes?
So what was happening in that in that 2012 through 2018 era, right, is the downtown Youngstown area was building up, and everybody was going downtown.
Yes.
And there was a lot of people from the suburbs that were coming downtown and spending money, and these businesses were doing great, and the police force was surrounding that area, and I felt safe. I felt secure. It was awesome. And there were all these cool things happening, cool events, attracting people to spend their money. I think and then what was happening is it was billowing out from there. It spread to the campus, and then Trussell came, and the campus got cooler. And I remember telling myself, as someone living downtown, like, sucks. When I was a freshman at YSU, there was nothing to do. And now there's all these cool buildings being built. There's all these cool things to do on campus. And it was growing and billowing out and billowing out. I think you go back to that mindset. You get people to spend their money downtown. You make downtown attractive. Get people from all of the surrounding areas downtown. And then you grow out from there and fix up the communities there. And you use the center point of downtown Youngstown as a way to fund it. You dump the $82 million into that. And I'm not all of it. I mean, it's $82 million. There's got to be a way to demolish 500 vacant homes and also keep downtown Youngstown what it is, so that you can keep the money flowing in from the people that.
Well, Jay
suburbs.
Williams did the 500 vacant homes thing. I think it costs like $10,000 per vacant home. Crime.
The math isn't there to get to 52 or $82 million.
Improving housing quality for residents. So facade improvements, and when you drive the neighborhoods, being able to see houses that don't look like they're in, ready to be demolished. I
think at this meeting, like, I just don't believe them. I don't believe that Youngstown is out of the corrupt shit that Youngstown has been in forever. I think you're using that $82 million for things you shouldn't be. And if that's the case, every single person that is involved in the Youngstown government that had anything to do with the misuse of that $82 million should be gone. As voters, you need to get out, vote the stupid people, corrupt people out of office that are wasting $82 million, that are, I don't know, spending money that they shouldn't be using in certain departments. I don't know, maybe water funds to buy cars. Stuff like that needs to freaking end. I'm tired of it. Everyone, like, that's not okay. And if you think that's okay, what are we doing? We're not going to get any better if you think that's okay, because you, the voters, I can't even vote on it. I can't even get Tito out of office. I can't vote him. And our voting numbers are low. They were low in the last election. You need to get out and vote and get rid of the scum that is in the city of Youngstown. It's disgusting, and it's sad, and I feel so bad because I remember living it. I remember going down there and enjoying myself with my friends and family and feeling safe and having a great time and spending money. I remember waking up, going to coffee shops that are no longer here. They were awesome coffee shops that are no longer here. I remember getting pizza after going out at 2 a.m. that the companies no longer offer that. I remember going to Whistle and Keg, no longer there. And getting beers, self-serve beers, which was awesome. Going to the Federal that was open till 2 a.m. They're not open till 2 a.m. anymore because of crime, and they're worried about shootings. Then go into the Irish bar, no longer there. Like, all these things, it's just gone. Everything that I loved is gone. The event's gone. Like, just, it's so sad. It's depressing, and it needs to change. And that needs to fuel people to get out and vote. It really does. Sorry, Joe, I'm ranting.
No, that's good. Like, really, if politicians understood what the money was for, and they only spent it in that direction to make sure that wherever the downtown was, or wherever the city of Youngstown was at, use that money to bring it back to its former self. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Like, I get it. I get the people who live in Youngstown that have the opinion that, I don't live in Youngstown. Okay. I live in stupid green township out in the middle of the cornfields. And I know that you think you might have the opinion that my voice shouldn't be heard because I don't live downtown and I don't live in Youngstown proper. And
yeah, 99% of the people think that your voice doesn't matter. So get out.
Right. And you can think that. You're allowed to think that. But you can't say that I don't care, because I do care. And I want Youngstown to be better. And that's got to count as something. Because ultimately, you want Youngstown to be great, don't you? I don't live there, but you live there. You want Youngstown to be great. You want Youngstown to be better. You want there to be cool things downtown. You want there to be cool things in your community. I want that too. We're all on the same page here. We are all on the same team here. So whether you or not you think my opinion matters or not, I care. And I want it to get better for you. I really, truly do. Because at the end of the day, I'm a neighbor, and it's the greater Youngstown area. And I'm from Youngstown. I tell people I'm from Youngstown because I am. And I spend a lot of time down here. Every freaking Tuesday and Friday, I'm down here. I love it. Okay?
So here's my ask for McDowell. So next week, the election, we get to decide whether or not Tito takes another term or Derek McDowell. My one ask in all the time that I've done business here in Youngstown, not a single representative or administration official has ever visited to ask how things are going. And do I have any kind of asks or concerns or opinions about how things are going?
Well, we had, what's his face in here? First Ward Councilman
Julius?
Yeah.
That was the first time that he's visited when you guys were here.
Yeah, but I didn't hear him say, hey, do you have any questions?
What do you guys need?
What can I do to help you?
What can the city do for you?
That's just not good leadership. That's just
I've been here for 7 years, and I have zero interactions with any administrator that is concerned about how things are going. That's my ask for Derek.
And as a business owner, you want people coming in. You want the leadership coming in. Hey, what can I do to make your life easier? You know, what can we do to make your life easier?
The landlord of this building, right, when a local ownership happened, he came down here about every quarter and said how things are going.
What can I do?
100%, because he was concerned and he cared.
Yeah.
Right. Outside of local local landlord, like, you don't get that kind of attention from people who are in control that can make things easier or harder for you.
Right. Yeah, that's just not good. That's not good. They're not doing a good enough job. I don't care what they say politically. They're not doing a good enough job. They need to be involved more.
100%.
And businesses are important too. The people are important too, but you need to listen to all parties. And Youngstown Studio, BJ says, I live in Youngstown. Tito's terrible. Lynn says, all surrounding communities prosper if Youngstown does.
100%.
A rising tide raises all boats.
Yeah, and those citizens of those other surrounding suburban communities will visit your downtown and support your city if you give them something to come down for.
Something attractive, yeah.
Yep.
Jerry says, with freedom of speech, I can say Isaac doesn't care. He is just spouting political speech.
Yeah, silence him.
And that's the other thing about today. Everybody loves to say what other folks are thinking, when ultimately you don't know.
No,
you don't know. You can say that. Why
do you have an opinion? Even
you can say that guy's a racist. You can say that guy's a piece of crap. You can say that guy thinks this way about this thing. That guy thinks that all of these people are stupid. Ultimately, that's why freedom of speech is important, because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't ultimately know if they're a racist or a bigot or a terrible person.
You're just a citizen of Hillbilly City, Hillbilly Township.
Unless you're a good neighbor and you get out there and you talk to them and you find out what they actually... I sit in this chair multiple hours of the week and I tell you what I'm thinking. If you could go back and you can listen to everything I've said about everything, and you can probably find out if I'm a racist or not. I promise I'm not a racist. I mean, my best friend's black. I know that's a stereotypical thing to say. I have black friends.
Token.
But like, right. My token black guy. Yeah. But like, you can pretty much sum up my thinking from all the things that I've said.
From the mall, cutting the roof off and putting...
Right. And here's the other thing you can do. You can take some of the things I've said out of context and make me out to be a piece of shit. Yeah, you totally can do that too. But got to get out and understand people and talk to people. And I don't know. D Nice says they all just want a paycheck. They don't want to actually fix things. Corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Man, people got to vote. Holy crap. But we talked about this before. The numbers like 20,000 people in Youngstown voted in the last mayoral race or something. I think it might have been less than
way
that.
Lower than that.
Yeah. It's like Tito won by like 400 votes, which is absurd. So you want change, you got to get out and vote for it. Or if you want Tito to stay in, you got to get out and vote for it.
What if the suburbs could vote in Youngstown elections?
See, as someone who lives in the suburbs, I don't think they should because I don't live down here.
So should I, as a business owner, have some say in how I'm not going to vote for mayor. I own a business here.
Yeah.
That affects me up the road. And I have no vote in this community.
What should happen is there should be studies, statistics gathered, and like polls done, so that the leaders can do their best job trying to hear everybody's opinion, including the business owners, so that they can best help the voters living in the town. Also, if I was leading this freaking ship, I would poll the suburbs. Because what do you want? You want their money. You want the suburbs' money. So poll Canfield, Poland, Boardman, Hubbard, everywhere, Struthers, everywhere around Youngstown, and say, hey, what can do mailers? What can we do to help you people in your communities? And then send them a sheet that says, hey, I'm from and they fill it out. I'm from Struthers. I live here. I can prove it. And I would like to see this downtown. I would like to see this downtown. And then you can hold the people accountable. The leaders can then say, hey, I polled all of Struthers. I polled all of Poland. I polled all of Green Township. I polled all these different communities. And they say they all want this. And I put it downtown for you people, and you're still not supporting it. So if you're going to say you want something and we put it in place, there's only so much I can do as a leader. You can throw it back in their face. But there's none of that. There's no research. There's no marketing research. There's no polling. There's no asking the business owners. It's just not run correctly. Does that make sense?
Silence. Yes, it does.
It's South Park. That is a douchebag running against a turd sandwich.
Fitting.
That is politics in a nutshell. But on a national level, it's definitely a douchebag running against a turd sandwich, and not a lot is going to change. Like every single gosh darn politician says they're going to change everything and make it better, and nothing ever happens. What really has Trump done? Has he ended any of the wars he said he was going to end? No.
What was the president in Idiocracy?
I have not seen that movie.
What?
I know. I have not seen that
Alejandro,
movie. But on a local level, I know there's still a lot of red tape, but it's change can happen locally, and it needs to.
All right.
It's more important that you vote locally than you do nationally.
Dwayne Elizondo,
Mountain Dew,
Herbert Camacho.
His middle name's Mountain Dew. It's just owned by Mountain Dew. So Tracy says downtown needs a separate liaison for downtown instead of first ward councilman, so the focus can stay on neighborhoods. I don't think that would be a bad idea. The other thing that would be cool is if the city of Youngstown had a representative for the suburbs.
I volunteered to be the commercial representative to represent on city council the business district in downtown Youngstown.
Yeah,
right now.
The businesses in downtown, the businesses in not downtown, have representatives so that they can. Their sole purpose is to gather information of what the businesses want downtown.
I'll collect all of the opinions
and report it to the council.
Where the struggles are, where the successes are, and present it to council so they can make a better informed decision. And neighborhoods need the same liaison.
Joe, if we could just run this ship, man. If we were in charge, there'd be a lot of changes around here. Just wait until I win the lottery.
It just doesn't pay very well to be a good community member.
Right. Once I win the lottery and buy all of downtown Youngstown, there's gonna be
one building at a time.
There's gonna be a lot of changes around here, Joe, because I'm gonna use my massive amount of billions and billions of dollars to just tell everybody what to do, because that's how the world currently works. I just need to win the lottery. I want to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Good show. I think good there.
That was fun.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you being here. The 50 people that stuck it out from beginning to end, you deserve some kind of award as I'm ranting in here.
Stonebridge $50 gift card is in order.
Right. But thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, go down below, give us a like, give us a follow. Thanks for everyone who called in. Follow Youngstown Studio, follow the MLO Bros. Check out Menchie's, please, in Boardman. Tell them that the MLO Bros sent you. Also, check out the Phantoms games. Thank you so much for being sponsors. MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originator Brothers. Like we said, we're loan officers for real estate agents. Call us. We can help you out. The cell phone's 330-921-8978. Let us use our platform to help you sell your house. If you want to start your own podcast, you can call Joe. You can call Youngstown Studio. They can get you set up. You can come in here and talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. They'll get you set up. And yeah, thanks so much for watching Youngstown Talk Channel. We will see you Friday. Luke should be back in here. And don't tell him that I took the Stonebridge gift card, because I'm totally going to have that for dinner tonight. Stonebridge rules. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and